Hello, everyone out there. It is me. I am back, this time with a mega haul coming at you straight from the 757 in VA. And I hope y'all are having a wonderful day. And it's going to be one of my biggest hauls today. I think this will actually be my biggest haul ever on this channel in my place. So I think this is literally my biggest haul. There's over 42 pieces out there. Look, if you guys prefer haul videos be done in shorts, this all could come to a close. If you prefer, I just do my haul videos in shorts, do something creative, put some music in there. Some of y'all seem to be more or less watching the shorts formats. Considering I made an unboxing of DMW that got a lot of views, and I just showed off all the bubble wrap, and that seemed to get views. So if you guys prefer hauls, leave it in the comments. But other than that, I'm going to waste no time. For warning people, this is probably going to drag on to about 20 minutes, and I had to cut out from the last one because my phone was on Do Not Disturb, and I literally have a little square that my tripod's got to sit in. So if I knock my camera over, I will edit whatever that is out of it. But I can't say I'm not going to knock the camera over because it's going to take, this is going to be a long one, guys. So let's go to mainline time. Let's start with mainline time. Let's roll. So waaayyy Buzz Bomb, very pink, very white and pink, very beachy, supposed to be a play off the whole beach bomb from back in the day. Of course, we know that one's worth a ton of money, and it's nice to see Hot Wheels, trying to pay homage to the OG. Very cool. But if the thumbnail doesn't give this away, this is definitely one of going in my larger hauls playlist. So a mega haul at that for sure. So Buzz Bomb, very cool. And got the headlights, no taillights, but still a cool casting. All right, so next off here, we got the custom 2020 Honda E, new for 26. Pretty much most of these castings are mostly going to be new for the year, except maybe a couple. This one's pretty cool. Basically a city car-based Honda, basically. And from what I understand, I think one of these is coming in the upcoming Forza Horizon 6. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, so moving on here, got the new for 26 custom, the 66 Toronado. And you guys will see in the thumbnail, I literally had to utilize pretty much every square inch of this table, and even I had to go up. So custom 66 Toronado. Oh, shoot. And I'm probably glad I stuck my phone on Do Not Disturb, because it's likely I might get a call, I don't know. But here's the back. All right, so moving on, got the La Libre. Pretty cool Can-Am car. Y'all know, if y'all know what La Libre is, y'all seen the Legends Tour. I probably don't have to explain. This is one of the Legends Tour winners. And I do collect these pretty religiously. If it's something I don't like the AutoZam, I won't grab it. But this one was kind of a had to have for me. Not gonna lie. Here's the back. J-hook was a little bent, but nothing a little tape can't fix, or it's really just gonna go on a rack. In reality, the J-hooks don't matter because I'm not hanging them. Back up. All right, so 24/7 got this one because of the whole. Actually, this almost looks like I can't say the name. I'm gonna butcher the name. This looks like the RX-7 from Need for Speed Pro Street almost. The noise bomb car, if anyone knows, the Akimakura RX-7. It's what it looks like to me, because I kind of like it. Would I stick it in my movie room? I don't know. It almost does look like the Akikamura RX-7. That's kind of why I grabbed it too, now that I look back on it. That's pretty cool. Got the new for 26 Austin Mini Cooper S. New for the 26 year. Here is the back of this one. All right, so moving on, I did get the long block. 8 of these were pretty much in one hit in Peninsula Town Center. And I wound up going to get some frozen custard that same day, and I also wound up going to get Hangry Joe's Hot Chicken. So I went on one single Target run, And I found 8 really nice castings. This one being the Moon Eyes. I don't know why. This just fit. It was cool. It's probably going to go in my rack on my door where my main lines are going to be going, because the rest of the space in my room with the racks in there are probably not going to be going to main lines. They're probably going to be going to garage, Larry's garage. I'm trying to fill the rest of it with Larry's garage. Optimize room where I can. The racks in my door are definitely going to main lines. This being one. Because it's hot rodish. Moon Eyes, hot rods, we all associate with that. I also got the supercharged NHRA. 75 years of NHRA, I might add. I think in order to actually get through this, I might have to wind up putting 2 carts, something on top of one another, because there's just so much table room being utilized here. And it's kind of cramped my style being like this at the table. And Maserati Tipo Type 61, new for 26. Tell you what, the racing room, it's starting to get kind of full. And after I hang my mini GTs the way I'm planning to do them on the sides of my shelves and all the way I've got a plan to do that. So it's definitely going to be an undertaking trying to fit more main lines, if that, anyway. I mean, man, I might have to build 2 racks of main lines on either side of my closet eventually. So got these 64 Dodge 330. Cool muscle car. Almost kind of like, I don't know. This definitely has that vintage drag car altered wheelbase vibe to it. Did I need it? Probably not. Was it cool? Yes. Did I want to get it? Yes, I did. Maybe we've seen the Dodge 330 in some other way, but this certainly seemed fitting to add to the vintage racing and all. All right, so there's that. Now we are moving on. We're done with mainline time. Now we're moving on to Premonology number 1. Actually, before we get on with Premonology 1, let's address this white elephant in the room, the Fast and Furious 5-pack. Finally, you know, I really could have done without them repeating Dom's Charger for the bajillionth time in these 5-packs. But, I mean, the rest of the content was cool enough for me to grab. Would I crack this open and omit Dom's Charger for something else? I just don't know. Problem is I just don't want to ruin the value of an OG 5-pack, especially when they just did this. I would absolutely love to take this open and replace Dom's Charger with another car, because that kind of drives me nuts. They come on now, Hot Wheels, get with the program. You could have made this something else, but still cool, still Fast and Furious, and of course, go figure, they have the same damn car on the back, of course, but still pretty cool to have. All right, let's get on now. We're done with that. Now it's really time for Premonology number 1. So first off here, Run and Run 2, got to address what obviously y'all probably waiting to see. Big DMW order, want to add over 18 cars, actually 19 car order. Biggest order to date since the last 20 car order. It's really a shame I'm having to go to DMW to get all my Hot Wheels now, because it sucks around here, quite frankly. It's back to about the same way it was, I got to say, after pandemic days. And whoever is going to say, oh, you should just go to stores, I'm the first one to get there when it opens. All you in-store Nazis can just stop. I hate people that are so up their butt about in-store. Again, once knew someone like that, don't anymore, thank God. But, yeah. So 89 Toyota Supra, pretty cool. But yeah, all you in-store people, just please keep your opinions to yourselves, for real. Because I'm not finding jack squat, and I've been to the stores 4 or 5 different times in a month. I'm not bothering anymore. Actually, the last 3 months, it's just been disappointment, however long I've gone back, so... 07 Honda Civic Type R and Run and Run. It's probably going to go in the rack underneath my stairwell in the hallway, all 3 of these Run and Runs. Yeah, this one's cool, though. I'm not going to lie. The only thing I don't like about this car is my dipstick of a dad, biological dad, happens to own a gray one of these. But at least it's not gray, because then it would remind me of Jackwagon. Not really a big fan of my dad anyway, but I know he drives a gray one of these, unfortunately. And you, I hope a bird has finally crapped all over your car a million different times. But yeah, Run and Run Honda Civic Type R. Pretty cool. Actually, I don't just hope a bird's crapped on his car. I hope someone keyed it by now. So, the Lancer Evo, again, I'm going to say, I don't know Roman numerals. I think this is the Evo 8 or 9. 8. I'm going to say 8. I'm probably going to get that wrong, but the Evo. Probably new casting, but pretty cool. I dig it. Moving on, we have the Lancia Delta S4 and Thrill Climbers. The only, at least in my opinion, the only really great car of the series, besides Tommy Mäkinen car, which I will probably pick up if I ever find it, if these greedy, grubby scalpers quit grabbing everything. But the Porsche 911, I don't know. Porsche just kind of out of place. It just looks weird. I can't get past that lift kit. If it was something different, maybe. And then the 190 or a 300 SL. But Thrill Climbers, definitely not the strongest set of the year. Hot Wheels has been kind of getting weak in car culture, not going to lie. As an enthusiast of the hobby, I would really like to see car culture get better. I'd like to see them ditch the gold chases. The gold chases are horrible. And the cars that are just super out of place that don't even need to be there, like classic cars and Thrill Climbers, when that series should be catering to rally fans and all that. I don't know, Hot Wheels just really needs to get in touch with their customers, with car culture being a big issue that I find. So Gran Turismo, got this one. Saw it in store. I never grabbed it. I left it at the register, and to this day, I regret not getting it because I probably could have gotten this at Target weeks ago, or actually not weeks ago, quite a few years ago, and I never grabbed it, and I should have. It was probably the last one they had, but, I have it now. Definitely paid up for it on DMW. Oh, yeah, and by the way, if you're going to use DMW, use code NEXT for free shipping. I'm not affiliated, which I wish I was. I need to learn how to sign up for affiliates for them because then I could be making some YouTube money. All right, so Fast and Furious, Koenigsegg, the CCXR. Moving into this one. This one's pretty cool. Like the Koenigsegg's a lot. This one's probably going to wind up getting tacked up with all the miscellaneous. And the one thing I regret still not being able to grab yet is this Roadrunner. I don't know if I have it or not. Don't quote me on that. I'm not sure if I have the Roadrunner or not. It's been a while since I've looked. And I've just got so much stuff now that it's hard. It's hard keeping track of a collection probably as massive as the one I have. And I would say now I definitely consider my collection massive, considering it's almost wall to wall in my 800 square foot place. And then the 67 Chevy, the custom. I don't care if you just like the first few Fast and Furious movies. This one was pretty cool. And look, I collect interesting castings. Sometimes that aren't just the first, the CCXR, very nice to see. This one nice to see as well. The new lineup kind of came out strong, the RX-7 being a repeat. The Chevelle, a lot of these, the Honda Del Sol I still need, but a good amount of these repeats I could seriously do without, and Hot Wheels is just so notorious for that in Fast and Furious, which is why I tend to cherry pick what I really like and what I don't. And considering the price of premiums now, you're a lot better not just completing everything, in my opinion, because premiums are just way too much. I even know a buddy that tries to complete all of his premium sets, has a lot of repeats, but even he nowadays has been way more selective. A little more selective on stuff, but I am very so because I'm trying to optimize all the new castings I can get and wait out some of the releases. So Fast and Furious, the Toyota Chaser, the JZX100. Thought this was actually cool. This being from Tokyo Drift, kind of a unique car. Yeah, thought this was cool. And so, now we're done with Preminology 1. We're going to move on to Preminology number 2. All right, let's roll. There's actually going to, well, before I move on to that, let me get on to this. So, well, this is still, we're still kind of stuck on the premiums, but I got the Eurospeed, another DMW. Koenigsegg I found in store, but that was about the only thing, the Fast and Furious 5-pack and like the mainlines and the Lancia Delta, but those were the only real ones I'd found in store. Eurospeed, of course, the Batista, I did have to order this because I probably was in store at one point, just didn't pay it any mind because of how crappy Walmart selection's been lately. But I need the LaFerrari, and I also need timeless icons, basically. But yeah, so there's that. Now, moving on. I cannot believe I didn't knock the camera over just now. So, moving on, we have Auto World. And this one is the new casting of this year, and I like what they're doing. Ooh. If y'all noticed by now, or if y'all are not newbies to the hobby, Auto World doing cases now. Somebody's taking a page out of Greenlight's little playbook, aren't we, Auto World? So, Auto World done got these cases in there. I think it's a case. I think it's an acrylic case. It's very nice. So, yeah, Auto World taking a little note out of the playbook. I wonder if there's anything new to talk about what's on here. But I feel, I correct me if I'm wrong, it feels like there's a case inside of here. If y'all know, I don't know. I didn't know Auto World was doing this now, even. And I'm a veteran in terms of collecting. That's pretty cool. So the Willow Green Poly, the Impala. I am slowing down a bit. Sorry, but I'm feeling good today. I'm feeling pretty good with all the stuff that I found. So, and didn't really find because the in-store finds have been abysmal. The only thing that made up for it is probably all the Hallmark ornaments, and I will get onto those in a few more rows here, but you will know why I have all these Hallmark ornaments and what I scored them, which was an amazing deal. So, new casting. Again, I love the new castings. I like it when Auto World is finally pumping out the new stuff. Thank you, Auto World. Got the 71 Fury 3 in the Bahama Yellow. Very, very nice. All right, so moving onward here. We have Scrapin', the Street Freaks Scrapin', the Lowrider, and it is a 61 Impala SS409. I love this. Low and low. Low and slow, baby. So yeah, Johnny Lightning. I tell you what I can't wait for in terms of Johnny Lightning. Twisted Metal. That is going to be one series I will be collecting the crap out of. I can tell you that. Twisted Metal. We got Twisted Metal from Johnny Lightning. Now if only Greenlight could give us Twister. Hint, hint, Greenlight. I've emailed you about it and still nothing. So shows that Greenlight doesn't seem to be listening to their customers a whole lot nowadays. So we'll see if they listen. All right, so got the Monte Carlo in silver and black. And reason I did is it almost reminds me of the Intimidator a little bit. No, he drove a Monte Carlo at one point, so this one fitting. That's a debate I have. Should this go in the Earnhardt collection? Should it? Because I'm thinking it might. Might be one of the Johnny Lightnings that might go in there. But yeah, pretty nice. What the heck? I don't know what that was. I thought something was in the package, huh? But yeah, pretty cool. Alright, so moving on. We're going to get on to some mini GTs in just a minute. I have two right here and right here, but we're going to count that as Preminology number 2. We're still on Preminology number 2. Where Preminology 3 is going to be mini GT. So California Lowriders got this. The Chevrolet Biscayne. Very, very cool in the two-tone silver and red. I liked it because it has kind of a hot rod flair. Definitely different. Definitely different. My oven's preheated, so I'm probably going to be making some pork chops after when I start putting some things away, making the space a little better. I need to do some projects around here. I've really fallen off the wagon on doing some household stuff around here. Silver and red. Very nice. Now, one other thing before the two mini GTs, the Dyno Don Nicholson, the Mercury Cougar Eliminator. I normally don't collect a lot of the GL muscle because I just find a lot of it's just stuff that is repeated. And as I said, Greenlight, I feel like they need to listen to their customers more, especially ones that have emailed them twice about the movie Twister. Just saying. But the 69 Cougar Eliminator. Yeah, I have a valid reason because Twister has never been done before. Now, moving on to, I believe this is going to be Preminology number 3. All right, let's crack on with it. So, Mini GT, even though it's in the same row, we're just going to count it as Preminology 3. Because I had a pretty long Preminology with Hot Wheels. So, we'll go on to number 3. Now, the Aston Martin DBS by Mini GT. Y'all already know Mini GT now. I'm probably up to 80 or 90 now in terms of Mini GT. I'm still trying to get my numbers up, and I still got ideas for where I want to stack some more in my racing room. This is definitely a nice piece, in my opinion. The paint is so beautiful. And the hyper red. This actually is going on the red wall, not gonna lie. So yeah, there's that. Very nice hyper red. Now moving on to more Mini GT. We have the Tomorrow Never Dies BMW. I think this was a cool one, considering I haven't seen this done. I haven't seen anybody attempt the Tomorrow Never Dies car. Mini GT just certainly bring these Bond cars to a different level. And personally, I want to get the Z4. The Z4 I want to. That one's cool. But this one's awesome. Like one of the more gadget-laden cars with the missile racks that popped out and everything is just super cool. Even the little badge right there that comes up. That's awesome. So digging the James Bond stuff. So in order to do this, I'm going to have to now go, we're still on Preminology 3. I don't know how I'm going to reach the back. I might have to get up. So y'all might see me on camera. The GMC Vandura Custom Van. The Great Outdoors series. Of course, it's no contest. We're going to be doing the hallmarks first. Those are going to have to go in a box in order for me to even access those. So GMC Vandura Custom Van. I like it because it was 70s. It was vibey. It was cool. It was just different. That's why I had to have it. Next up here, we are going to move on to the Jonesable cars that I have. My friend from Cali got me this. Was very happy to have this one. Did sell out on DMW. I'm sure it's on their website on eBay, but DMW, their stock tends to be separate, so the Jonesable Design Works AE86 in this nice green. I call it a jade green almost. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is almost a jade green. And I don't know who does it better in terms of ultra fine premium. Like, I don't know who does it better. It's really a toss-up for me because both of them bring their A game. Of course, we've seen a lot from Mini GT and Tarmac Works on my channel over the years, and I can say over the years, but we've seen a lot, but each of them, for some reason, to me, just keeps getting better and better. But over the years on my channel, we've seen a little bit of everything from them. This Jonesable car, nice. The Z. Very nice wide body. And this is probably going to go with my two Veilside Combat Grays, and it's going to go along with these two. First off, the Veilside F7 FFZ400 in the orange. Now, my buddy got the Mini GT under the Tarmac Works version. I tend to copy him a lot. We tend to copy each other on some of these, but the word to me is he has good taste, so I don't sweat it too much, but we kind of tend to copy each other a lot. But this one's gorgeous. The Mini GT version, I don't know, Tarmac Works and Mini GT make the same car, which I don't get, but still, you have either one, so pick your poison. Can I say this is going to be worth very much in the future? As far as, is this a future-proof, bulletproof investment? Probably not, because both companies have made the same exact one, and I don't see them stopping making this casting anytime soon. But there you go. And next up here, if you're all our Veilside, which we're going onward with the Veilside stuff, it is the Fortune RX-7 in silver. Now, Tokyo Drift, of course, everybody knows where this car basically got its fan base from. A lot of its fan base nowadays. But it's a pretty cool car. I love Mini GT. I can't get enough of how much they just keep bringing out these. And look at the interiors, even tan. They just bring out such exquisite castings. Exquisite being a word, but yeah. These are definitely not cars to collect if you're Toy Hound over there, aka Mr. Anthony Cooper, wink wink. These are definitely not more in his field. He's more like mainlines and Goodwill junk. But yeah. But very cool. Sorry to throw shade, but as a collector, I've been in the hobby so many years that I can literally say that now. Not to sound full of myself, but some people are just used to buying junk from the Goodwill bargain bin, and some people are just used to buying the good stuff. And I like the good stuff. I'm not a snob, but I'm just saying I prefer no trash in my trailer. I don't own a trailer, but, you know. So, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Okay, so context story, now that we're done with Premonology number 3. Hallmark ornaments. So, I literally managed to catch a 10 for 20 sale at Hallmark. So 10 ornaments, $20. Can't beat that. So regardless of what they were, if they were pop culture-y or something related to pop culture, I was grabbing them. At least 9 of them at that point. So yeah, Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Got the cop that's been shot up. Of course, we know the scene where he takes out the shotgun and blasts the cop. All right, so Yellowstone, got this one. 2014 Ram 3500. It's more of a sculptural piece. I've looked at it. It's not really a roller. This is more of a plastic. It's not really metal like the other ones. which I kind of wish Hallmark would. I don't know the price, but if this is cheaper, they should do this instead of their little classics, because those little classics ones aren't that good. These would be a nice middle ground for if you're not looking to spend too much on a premium metal Hallmark ornament, but you don't quite want how chitsy the little classics ones are. I don't pay attention to little classics because, according to some people, they're just not as good as stuff like this and the larger scale Hallmark cars. And in terms of this year, it was definitely a record that I set in terms of Hallmark. So yeah, Xbox 360 console. This actually lights up, does the Halo theme from, I guess, Halo Reach or something. But that's pretty cool. All right, so moving on, and all of these are going to have to go into a box. So I got Slimer. This one's cool. I doubt they don't have anything on the back, so this one's pretty cool. Of course, I'm going to have to go in the box because I don't have any more room, and y'all know the table is full. And so, moving on. Godzilla, King of Monsters. Again, as I said, I don't mean to throw shade to a fellow collector, but I think I've been doing this long enough to where I definitely know my my good stuff from my not so good stuff. So this being one of where the case, I was in the right spot at the right time to get the good stuff, and especially 10 ornaments for $20, man. Again, but some people just think still that's too expensive and that I'm a high-end snob, but whatever. I don't know what to do with that. We send those haters to wherever, because those are haters. Alright, so moving on. I got Lord of the Rings, Gollum. This one's probably going to go on a shelf. Thought he was pretty cool. He's actually a rubberized material. He actually connects to a magic string, does all that. I'm probably never going to connect him up because I don't do magic string, but he's still cool. Every time I get a die cast, I kind of embody this guy. My precious. Of course, my dad said that, but I don't know. I still take it in stride because I definitely do get all wide-eyed when I see a nice model I like. Say a Gollum. Got him. Next up here. And let's go on to the next thing, the Zurg Buzz Lightyear. It is a wonder I have managed to not, let me move it up here, knock on wood, knock the camera over. So Zurg. He's probably going to go with Buzz, Woody, all that on the shelf. Alright, so we're still on miscellaneous, so I guess we'll just call this section miscellaneous preminology. But we're going to move on, and yeah, let's keep rolling through it. Alright, so this next thing, if I can grab it without it falling off the table. I don't have the model, but this is the Eldo rod. We're not going to waste a lot of time because it is the Boyd Coddington car. I got it for $115 off eBay, and it was very mint, brand new and mint, and I cannot believe we're already at 34 minutes. I hope y'all have stuck around, but for the ones who stuck around, thank you. All right, so moving on to the next thing. I ordered this because I like Formula Drift, and I used to watch the TV show religiously, the TV show Rides, and I remember them building this car back then. But we got the Rise Millen GTO. This is going to go on top where my motorsport shelf is going to sit. A lot of, especially where my Shelbys are. And I might even get an S15 for like a before and after Formula Drift type of shelf. I don't know yet. This one's cool though. And here's the back. You can pause, read if you want. But there you go. All right, and this one just nice casting. You know, it's an Ertl, so you probably won't expect too much detailing. But again, you are paying for the fact that this is a Formula Drift car, and it's out of print. So there's that. I'm still surprised I haven't knocked this camera over, because it's happened to me before. It's happened on this setup. Last, and I saved the best for last, and if y'all stuck around this long, you already know it was in that corner to begin with. So I finally got the Legends, the Snake. I had been trying to get this car for ages. When I got some money in my account from my aide, I finally purchased this. And money well spent, especially this, the DMW order, but it's extremely nice, not gonna lie. Legends, I'm batting 1,000 when it comes to that. And I'm still looking to get the 34 Ford, and especially there is what I'm definitely looking to cop that as my last Legends car. And with Legends, I saved one of the best ones till one of the last to get in terms of buying Legends. But the 34 Ford will definitely be one that is on my list for a while until I can find a reasonable price. Again, not going to give any spoilers to what might be coming to the channel, but I've definitely been stacking the legendary buys for sure. The legendary stuff just absolutely awesome. So, without further ado, I will catch y'all later. We're now at 37 minutes. If y'all stuck around for almost an hour, my God, I'm surprised my battery hasn't died. I will catch you guys later. Remember to comment. Remember to subscribe. Again, longest haul that I have ever had in the history of living in my place. So, I will see you guys later. As always, has to be. And I will see you later. Bye-bye.